Alright, everyone. Hello and welcome to ARL's tier number 3, round 10 here. We're in a very wet Italy qualifying session. I'm joined by Mr. Tomahawk TV.
Hello, hello.
How you doing today?
Doing good, doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well myself. Burton last weekend was a interesting one, to say the least. There was a lot of chaos, it seemed, but no real safety cars or anything. And this weekend we got a wet quali and I believe, full dry race, if I'm not mistaken. Just doing laps about now, trying to get as many runs in as they possibly can. Sorry, Arthur was first, now Ties is up.
6 seconds. Just wanted to set a clean one.
And Chloe goes to the top, 29.8, just joined about 30 minutes ago, by the way.
Yeah, Hulkenberg call-up right there. Already sitting on pole as Blue Guy comes through just behind him at 29.9.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what pole's going to be. It could have maybe guessed it in the dry, wet.
Oh, Miss Surfy goes off
practice
at the second Lesmo, but no, doesn't look like no retirement. Maybe just a little bit of wing damage, but it's not visible.
Riles, Joe, setting on.
Oh, is somebody in the pit entry?
Who's at the pit entry? That would be Beans, I believe.
Yeah, Beans just looks like it's getting a little bit slippy out there.
I mean, as you'd expect.
Oh, as Chloe gets a 5-place grid penalty for collision with MNK Boy.
Yeah, I just caught that. I was on board with Kyogre, and the camera angle gave me a view of that. Chloe has no front wing, so I'm not sure if MNK was maybe sitting on the track or if it was oversteer or understeer from Chloe. I'm not too sure about that. As Kyogre loses it, back end almost goes around into the wall. I think he saved it, has damage. No, he has no damage from what I can see.
It doesn't look like it.
But that is...
As Rumble comes through Scary.
Rumbo's just behind him. He's getting a little bit of a tow from his teammate here, actually. Could be effective in the rain. I'm not too sure how much that'll gain you.
It's a little bit of oversteer on Parabolic. I'm struggling to find the car as it comes to the line. It's not going to be pole. It's going to be a 30.4. That puts our championship leader at P6 so far.
Again, very big field spread at the moment. I don't really know what we're looking at for pole. And I'm not too sure where.
Ooh, as Ties is 2/10 down on his Delta coming through a Scary. As he has a very nice line through.
See if he looks to box or if he's gonna go out again.
You can
2 laps.
Yeah, you can take the inners on for about 2 or 3 laps, I'd say, before they start having a dramatic fall off.
Oh, for sure.
As he comes to the line, where it's going to put him? P3 with a 29.3. It's a strong lap.
So improved a 10th or so off of his other time. You should be coming back to the pit soon. Got a static RZR coming through Parabolica now, out of the final corner.
That's a 30.2.
Good 2.
Oh, as Riles is 2/10 quicker on this lap as well, coming through a Scary.
Up on board Riles here.
Takes a nice line, just fighting the car, a little bit of slide, but he keeps it all in check.
Likes to stay off of that curve. That's very big talking point, because I know setup-wise, you can set your car up to where you want to miss that curb completely, and you just carry as much speed, or you just mash the curb as much as you can.
To the line. He sets a 29 and almost improving a second on his time.
Yeah, Surfy's at the top right now, 29.2. Let's see. Rapid Extreme up to second, Ties third, Squid fourth, Kyogre fifth.
As we have now Hissy starting a flyer. As he's coming into the braking zone of turn 1. There's a car coming out of the pit, so hopefully they handle that well.
Yeah, you're allowed to cut all the chicanes around here. We don't have any ruling against that. But it's just as long as you don't get into another driver's
Oh,
way
as Hissy gets a lot of oversteer on the acceleration after turn 1 as he's coming through the Curva Grande now. Up into 8th as he's going to be braking into the Del Raja chicane. So he hooks the car into the right and to the left, kind of cautious, but he definitely just wants to set a valid time for now as he comes through the first Lesmo with a little bit of oversteer. As more oversteer as he is just struggling to find grip in these conditions. As he gets back onto the power now, going down the back straight. He's definitely going to take these another lap if he has the fuel in. He can definitely improve. He has had a lot of oversteer on his traction. He comes to Ascari, hooks the first apex beautifully. Takes a little bit of that outside curve, but doesn't compromise his line too much as he comes through for his exit. Very, very nice on the power there. Now coming into Parabolica, he's going to be sure that he does not want to get on the power too early and step out, braking just before that 50-meter board. Hooking the car in, and he gets a nice exit as he comes to the... Oh, a little bit of oversteer actually on the exit. As he comes to the line, and he invalidates right before the line. He comes before that pit entry, and that might be in this and next lap. He's going to have to come in and box.
It is.
If he doesn't have enough fuel.
This and next lap. Beans is invalid. Both those two yet to set laps at the moment.
I believe Arthur now is coming through the Del Raja chicane. Coming into Lesmos as he gets a huge snap of oversteer, and he has tires in the grass.
He was up 4/10, so he still might be able to improve this time.
As the car is just not agreeing with where he wants to put it. Coming through the second Lesmo. He gets a very good exit.
We'll see how much he's up, or if he's not even at all, so... He's kept the overtake on, though, so I would assume he's still on for a good time. 4/10 up still. And, oh, just invalidates.
Oh, and he just takes a lot of that.
Yeah. You can take a lot of that curb, but if you just start to get your tires onto that black and yellow strip on the inside, then immediately invalidates the time.
As we have M&K now starting a lap, as well as Raptor. Raptor is 5 seconds down. Oh, and M&K spins into the wall.
Lost it.
It looks like I have
still
an
4 wheels
plate.
Intact.
All wheels intact, but he does have an end plate off. So that is very bad wing damage. He'll have to come in.
It's just proving how tricky these conditions are out there. Obviously, you don't really practice too much for the rain around here. You usually do get a setup for wet conditions just in case. But it's usually not a likely scenario to get a lot of rain around here. It's not like, it's not like Britain, where it rains like every other race, it seems.
As Ties is now starting his lap, we have Rapid about half of a 10th up coming into Parabolica. So he could, at that rate, he could be on pole for the time being as he comes to the line. Smooth on the power.
He keeps it really tight to the inside. Make sure you don't validate.
As he goes on pole. Breaking into the 28th, the first driver.
So had a very good Ascari chicane there because he gained 3/10 of a second in that sector alone. So
now Surfy is coming through Ascari. He's a second off of his previous time, so he's definitely just setting up for this next lap.
Ties is also invalid, and Kyogre is not. So he's currently 5th with 29.6. Come to the Sector 2 split line here. See how far up he could be. It is 3/10 of a second. It says purple Sector 2. Just barely keeps it valid.
Oh, on the limit. of getting his lap time removed.
Now down to the final corner.
As Chloe goes on
takes
pole,
back pole.
takes it back, 28.7. Another driver into the 28s.
Again, reminder, she does have a 5-place grid penalty though, so that will affect her overall start position. Kyogre comes across the line and is 1/1000, sorry, off of Rapid Extreme.
Oh, his Rundle is
28.983.
Came across the line 5/10 quicker, but that still only puts him in P10.
He's still got time in that. Again, it's very difficult because a lot of these guys experimenting, because this is tier number 3. A lot of these guys experimenting with the no tractions and the medium traction, so it's very difficult if you don't practice.
Goes P6 with a 29.5. He only elects to do one lap on those tires.
Static's first start. Already picked up a full-time ride, I believe, from Milo in the Racing Point, so hopefully that brings some good results for Milo there. He's proven himself in GSR as a good driver, and I think he could be able to transfer that over here as well.
As Rundle is 2/10 up coming to the Sector 2 split line. Is it going to be purple?
Got a Williams
it is
in the
not,
way,
but
though.
he is 2/10 up. Kyogre is just picking up a little bit of dirty air. It doesn't seem to affect him too much as he has a really nice line through, and now he just gets maybe a little toe from that.
Yeah.
maybe the Williams boy of Kyogre is just helping Rundle as he's gaining massively on the straight on him. But he does pick up the dirty air on this corner as Kyogre is going into the pits.
Dirtier. Kyogre pulls to the
as he's trying to tuck behind
side,
for everything, and Rundle
does decide to pit.
I guess that just was not a good enough lap for him. He was sitting around 2.5 to 3/10 up as Ties goes with a 28.4. Onto pole, that is a good time.
Right now.
That is a great time. As Calum now goes P3.
Raptor to the line, 29.6, puts him currently 10th. Obviously, starting 11th today won't be as big, advantage, I would say.
Not at all. You just want to be now, since you have the free tire choice for the race. You just want to put everything into this qualifying.
Everybody gets it. Should see maybe a lot of alternate strategy runners.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a big mix.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see what everyone decides to do. I was watching another league with a lot of the F1 Esports pros. They were around here the other day, and they had also had a wet quali. And almost the whole entire field did medium to soft. So I'm expecting a good amount of our drivers here today to do the same.
I would say with free tire choice, that is probably the preferred strategy to go for.
Yeah.
You can take those mediums for a very, very long time. It's also going to be flying towards the end because of just the track evolution and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a 27 lap race around here. Joe's up 2/10 on his 30.2, but he's done 4 laps on these intermediate tires. He hasn't gotten off of them since the start.
Arthur's only a second up coming through the Sector 2 split.
I'm assuming he must have made a mistake through Ascari then on his other lap.
I'd assume so, because the last time I looked at it, it said 5 seconds. So there definitely might have been a very big mistake, as his lap is still valid. But yeah, he is only 1.3 up.
Joe to the line now. Championship contender, puts himself 9th. I know he's not particularly fond of the rain. But if he can get himself in the top 10, that's probably good enough for him.
As Arthur actually does improve by 6 seconds. My timing screen was very, very off. As he goes up into P7, that's a very strong lap from him. Judging by his previous laps were not too good. He definitely does improvement here, as he's going to elect to go for another lap on these tires.
Time winding down now as we hit probably about a minute and a half or so about left in the session.
Probably about, as now Surfy is starting his lap, as well as Rapid.
Everybody's getting out now.
They're in a little train into turn 1. There's a lot of cars there, and they're all setting laps, so hopefully they all keep it okay. As we have a Mercedes stopped on...
Probably letting everyone by. I would assume that'd be Squid.
Oh, Squid is off, and he's retired.
And
I guess he was just letting cars through, and he just can't get to the line quick enough. His time is done with a 29.3. Definitely a competitive time. We may see that move around.
That's Static RZR on the out lap. Off at the exit Ascari.
I do
Callum,
think
his teammate, retires. Currently 3rd in the session. We'll see if he can hold on to that. I'm gonna go back on board Communist here. Currently 16th, but he's a second up on his time. And oh, he is invalid, unfortunately. So, checkered flags are out. That's gonna be it. Communist is gonna start towards the back.
We have Blue Gagi, 5/10 up. He's at the purple
Gagi
sector
up 5/10.
As he
Arthur
just
up
a
to
tricky
4th.
Ascari for Blue Gagi. I don't know how much he's gonna be improved by the time it might, unless he puts everything into Parabolica.
Arthur puts it up to 4th now. And what else we got? We got
Chloe now
Rapid
is
Extreme up to 2nd.
Surfy
up to 4th. Callum dropping positions. Someone went up towards the middle of the pack. I couldn't catch
as Chloe
that.
invalidates through Ascari, so that'll be it for her. It's P3 with a 5-place grid penalty as we stand now. As Kyogre now
Rundle's
is at 10th.
up on the time, coming through Ascari as well. Championship leader, currently 15th, needs this lap in order to get himself vaulted up towards the top 10, top 5 range.
As he takes it, Parabolica now very, very tricky on the power. As he gets a good drive out of the final corner as he comes to the line, holds it nice and tight.
What's it going to be? It's only going to be 12th for Rundle, our championship leader. I think that means Ties has pole. He set an even faster lap at the death there as well. It's going to be Williams taking a pole position. That is 1 point in their quest to challenge McLaren in that combined constructors. Ties beats out Rapid by 0.38.
Wow,
very
3800ths of a second. That is very, very competitive. As Chloe now P3, but she's going to get demoted into P8. So our second row is going to be Surfy and Callum.
And we're going to have Arthur, Kyogre, Riles, and then it will be Chloe ahead of Joe in 9th. Squid Jr. rounds out your top 10. Rundle down in 12th. Communist also down the order. McLaren have not had a good qualifying here today. It's a big storyline. We'll see if they can make it all up in the race, because obviously some might not be running a full like wet setup or full dry setup. We'll see if it all shakes out in the race. I would assume most do have a dry setup.
I'd assume most of the drivers have a dry, and then they just put up their front wing because that is changeable with the Parc Fermé rules. Or Fermé, however you say it. Probably pronouncing it awful, but so the front wing, I believe, is the only thing you can change. So definitely they're probably running them with a little more downforce in the front. But now for this dry race, this is going to be different because the McLarens are usually, they really aren't that far back, and it looks like the wet conditions were just super tricky around here for them, for a lot of our drivers.
Yeah. But we do have the dry race. While we have the time, I'm gonna go through the championship standings for you guys. We've got, as I'd mentioned, Rundle is on top, 115 points. He is up 10 over Callum, who is second for Racing Point, and Utah Elfin 36. He's at 91 in third, and then it's a Williams 4-5, Ties at 78, Kyogre at 61, MNK Boy with Renault in 6th with 53, tied with Vapor JS, who is not here today.
Beans is disqualified from the formation lap. His tires are going to be chilly.
Yeah, this will be very cold at the start, but he is starting last anyway, so it shouldn't interrupt much into turn 1.
Kissy starting on the hards.
That's an interesting strategy.
As we have Ties on pole starting on mediums, the three runners behind him are on soft, so they're going to elect for the soft medium strategy, and Ties is just going to try to get a good start off the line, I'd assume, and just try to hold his P1 for as long as possible and just bring it into the race. So I wonder what strategy is going to work out better.
Yeah, we've got a very big mix of tire strategy. Ties, and he's got 3 people on soft behind him, which would be a very, very interesting dynamic to this race. And then it's 4 people in medium, so big chunks of people, kind of all on the same strategy. So
this is gonna come out to the battle of the strategy.
Yeah, this place trains everywhere. That's the moral. Well, not really the moral, but like that's the name of the game around here. Get in the train, and that's how you gain all your time back in the race. Save the battery as best you can.
Callum is going very slowly into Parabolica just to wait for those guys to catch up as Ties moves really quick through the formation lap.
The top 3 have all gone so fast in this formation lap. And 4th on back, look out that big train out of Parabolica.
Wow, they're going basically 2 as the AI now takes over. As yeah, they get to the line very early, but it's okay because I do believe that they lock in temperature when you get to the screen.
Temps, they lock in once the AI takes over. So they'll be okay, but obviously the nerves while sitting on the grid, not doing anything, kind of set in. Maybe we'll see a jump start or 2. Who knows?
So we are coming to the lights sequence.
Just waiting for them.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up here.
As they are locked in. It's
5 red lights.
Away we go.
And it's away we go. It's like a good start for Rapid. All the guys on softs absolutely getting the jump on the guys on mediums. It's a 1-2 Surfy, and Rapid have overtaken Ties into turn 1. Callum, he gets punted by Chloe.
Callum in the back. There may have been another collision behind as
Ties is picked up a 3-second for corner. Can we have a virtual safety car to start this race off? Raptor has a 5-second for a collision with Beans at the back as well. We had some drivers just not braking at they weren't very conservative to turn 1 to say the least.
As Kyogre almost hits the back of Utah under this VSC.
Should be going about now. We'll see if anyone picks up any drive-thrus. That would be very unfortunate for their races if they do.
Ties a penalty already into turn 1. That is something you don't see very often.
Green flag is back out. Yellow flag has been lifted. And biggest loser out of that has got to be Callum down to 6th. And Chloe, obviously, not. I don't believe she has a front wing.
Now, if you have to pit now, is the strategy now to go to hards? Can the hards last the whole race in this?
Hards would make it to the end, if you can. If you have to pit now. The hards don't feel too great around here though. Even though there's a lot of flat out sections, the traction zones through that sector 3-2 chicane and the Lesmos. As we've got Surfy now making a move for the lead of the race on Rapid Extreme to the inside. And a little bit of wheel banging. Rapid has to cut the corner a bit here.
Ties gets a pretty good exit on that as well, just waiting for them to hopefully mess up for his situation. Starting on these mediums, he is going to want to stay with these top 3 on the softs.
Yeah, if he can stick with these guys on the softs, then that'll be crucial for his race up. We've got 3 people pitting. Kyogre does elect to go to the mediums. Ryle's on hards and Goggy on hards, so 2 looking to go to the end. Kyogre, unfortunately, will have to make him stop. And actually, Ruzzle's on the hards as well, so big championship implications here. Championship leader trying to do the 1-stop on the slower tire, unfortunately. Got caught up in some turn 1 ruckus.
You know what, this group coming out of the pits, they could work together to kind of just use DRS to catch back up to these front guys. Because they do have a group of 4, which isn't looking too bad for them because it's not like there's one guy left alone pitting.
Yeah. I would assume that Kyogre is going to be able to drive away from them a bit because of the tire compound advantage, but between those other 3, they could maybe stick together and just DRS off each other, trying to just get themselves back into this race.
As now I believe we're going to have DRS enabled.
Callum and Chloe side by side, different tire compounds for them into turn 1. They had collision lap 1. Chloe does not have wing damage somehow, and Callum around the outside of turn 2 will get that one done and dusted up to 5th now. To chase down 2 guys on mediums. Ties, unfortunately, outside of that second window now as we enter lap 3 though. So could see the top 2 break away here.
As we have a pretty big train from Squid to Raptor. A little bit of a 4-car train here as Beans is all over the back of M&K Boy, hoping that he makes a mistake as now we're going into the DRS zone.
Beans started last. And he gets a snap of oversteer. And he'll have to make up all that time again behind both Renaults now of Raptor and MNK. Yeah, so the top two have actually broken away 1.3 seconds now. As Beans loses it almost.
Squid is already blinking going into Ascari. So this could put MNK if he notices this.
Yeah, Ties has no battery as well. He's got 5% already. Top two both at about 30 as Surfy's trying to cut down that slipstream advantage that
MNK is gaining so much on Squid Jr. as he pulls to the inside on the medium compound. Doesn't need to be affecting his pace too much behind him. He gets nice on the brakes, makes the move, and he overshoots
MNK walks up though, tries to get back on track, doesn't collide with anyone, but he's going to lose out 2 spots there. And now Raptor is going to be the lead. Renault
as Chloe thinks about going on the inside of U-Tile.
Another spin, that's Beans off again. Unfortunately, not having the start to the race he would have wanted. Got Callum, got by Arthur, and now he's looking to get by Ties. Ties has no ERS, you can see the light blinking. Callum knows that he's under 10%. Callum wants to try and get back up to that top group.
Their battles up there might bring U-Tile. If they gain on each other, that could bring U-Tile back into the DRS, into the mix with his Haas teammate of Arthur.
Yeah, could Raptors out of the Grand Prix, out of the Ascari chicane. Will we have any safety car? Yes, we do. Big safety car.
As U-Tile just misses
everything
on the pit entry.
One car. No one was able to box. It's going to be Communist from P9, the first one to be able to take advantage of this currently on the mediums. I would assume going to the hard comfort tire. Yes, it is. I think if you were bold enough, you could take the mediums from now. But it would be very, very difficult to do so. Hards to the end would be a good strategy. MNK Boy, interestingly, on the softs, so we'll be 2-stopping once again, like we saw in Austria a couple weeks back. Kyogre also pitting off of his mediums.
So if I'm not wrong, I believe the soft window drives
Surfy.
It's his delta. He did not keep track of his delta.
He's got himself a drive-through penalty.
And he's going to have to serve it
on the...
So that's going to be a very weird safety car restart as he is leading, and he's just going to have to come right into the pits when the safety car comes in, or he will get disqualified from the race.
I think you could do 1 extra lap if I'm not mistaken. Still, it's going to be interesting because obviously that's a big blow to his race.
Yeah, as he actually stays out, so the pit window was 9, I believe. Was it a little later?
About 9 to 11.
Okay. So
Surfy does it. It's Rapid also does.
As we have our soft
runners does off the mediums.
As Callum stays out.
Elects to stay out.
He might want to just get a little bit more tire life because he is going to be behind the safety car for 2 more laps. Or 3 laps.
Yeah, he's going to be able to take these softs a little bit longer than normal because of this safety car here.
Actually, a decent amount of the medium runners come in as well.
Yeah, a lot of them, and all of them basically going to hard. Surfy on mediums, he knows he has to try something different with that drive-through. And Rapid Extreme actually on another set of softs here, so...
Many different strategies.
Nobody's really trying those mediums. No one's trying to take those mediums to the end from here. I think you could take them if you tried.
You definitely could because you have help from the safety car to start out your stint. So it's not like you're going right out from 6 pushing it with all of your ERS and DRS.
But I think this is what Callum and Static are thinking here. They're thinking those hards are going to be so slow. It would just be better to make the stop onto mediums later anyway.
Exactly, so you have
we'll see if that works out.
Easy medium stint where you shouldn't really be struggling for tire there. Where
all out basically the rest of this race, and you don't have to struggle with the low grip of those hard compound tires.
So yeah, this is shaping up to be a good one with all these different strategies. Let's see what works.
Yeah, a lot of them on hards, so we'll see if that works out for everyone. Obviously, that saves the likes of Rundle Riles, Goggy, and Kyogre. Beans as well, still in the race after his spin. So all of them towards the back, they get a second chance at this race here. But it's going to be interesting because we have a couple Surfies on the mediums. We'll see if he wants to try and take those to the end. And then we have Rapid and M&K on fresh soft compound tires. So they'll be trying to get through the field as fast as they possibly can before they have to make another stop in this race. Yeah, actually Rapid does pit again now. So Rapid off the soft compound tires. Maybe it was a mistake from the pit crew. He's actually, yeah, he's going back onto the hards. So Rapid's giving up the track position.
So under the safety car, I see the chat, and we have Xpilo saying a bit of insight on how people are going to the mediums now. A few people pit on lap 6 last season in Tier 2, and they were very close to puncture territory. So these mediums might become costly towards the end. They'll be very close. As Xpilo said, his were about 80% by the end of the race, which is... And Atlantis was on 74%. So a lot of the guys saying, as I put a little question up in the chat, on what tire strategy do you think is going to get the win? A lot of people are saying the hards, because it's too big of a risk for these medium guys.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but at the same time, I've had races where... Not a full safety car, though, that's the thing. People pit under a virtual for hards early, and then some people stayed out, did the normal strategy soft to medium, and they still beat out the hard guys. So... I don't know how this full safety car is going to change it up. Squid Jr.'s up the session if you can try and get him back in here.
It's...
Safety car might be coming in this time. Not too sure. Yeah, I don't know, because we've got a couple that are going to be doing another stop in this race. Not too sure if Surfy plans on taking them. I would assume his safety car, yeah, is in this time. So Callum's going to lead the field to green ahead of Arthur and Static. All yet to make a pit stop in this race. Those three are going to be interesting to watch because Callum and Static are going to have to come in relatively soon. But Arthur can go pretty long on those mediums. He could take him to about 17, 18, even 19.
He's trying to get the jump as Callum goes down. Arthur gets it.
Now
very good at...
Hissy's actually jumped Surfy. They're side by side.
As Arthur gets a great run as well as he's going to the outside of Callum as he's just on his back left wheels. Callum tries to squeeze him off. Arthur breaks super late.
Outside.
He just misses the chicane.
Gets the inside, can't make the chicane though, and he'll lose all his momentum. And now it's a racing point 1-2. How about that? Milo screaming back at the paddock. As we have a yellow flag off, that's Beans once again. And just can't get the traction down today, it seems. Ties up ahead of Hissy now for 5th.
Whereas Chloe's
Surfy
all
will
over the
have
gearbox.
to serve that drive through.
Oh, Chloe almost went down the inside, but Hissy just squeezed her to the inside for the first Lesmo.
Side by
side with Utile. So this put her under third of Utile, and he keeps it around the outside.
Raced a lot of times. They can keep it clean
they
together,
are perfectly
and they do still side by side.
None of them are back.
Still going at it.
Utile,
and now
looks
like who's that? That's M&K boy trying to get on the back of Communist on his fresh soft tires. He wants to go.
Ooh, Chloe gets a great run out of Ascari, and she pulls to the outside of Hitsy and makes the move done before Parabolica.
As Rapid Extreme's off at the back, that's a retirement virtual safety car.
That's going to help the medium guys.
This really, really screws over Surfy because now he can't serve this drive-through, I think. He's going to
try, but I don't think... Yeah,
I don't know if it works. I can't remember.
I don't think you can do it under any delta conditions.
Oh, look, the pit crew's coming out, and you can see him in the distance there.
As he is going to be not... As he pulls into the pits, this is not what he wants.
Out of this one. Obviously, now he could take the mediums to the end, but he's going to be so far behind, having to serve that drive-through still.
So the positions gained onto lap 9 already. We have Hissy up 11, Static up 11 as well, but he has not stopped yet on his soft compound tires, as his Racing Point teammate also hasn't stopped. So I wonder now how they're going to mix up their strategies, because I don't think that they are communicating to each other in a party. So this could definitely shape up.
I don't believe so, but first car gets preference, so if he doesn't come in, then Static might elect to do so. But yeah, Callum's got a second lead already.
Oh, he's
trying to just pull out as big of a gap.
Makes the move on
Elephant down in 6th. Oh, cuts the final part of that Scar chicane. That might be a warning for him. Hissy's looking to the outside, actually. And
can he make it stick? He does. They're side by side through Parabolica, as Utile also out of this front, as this is good for Communists, as he could just see that they are battling
safety car.
As that puts Hissy into the pits.
Hissy decides to pit. How about that? So Hissy's going to try to get onto the mediums. We'll see how that works out for him towards the back end of this race here. But again, this screws over Surfy. I don't think he can serve his drive-through again unless it ends about now.
He's going very slow to the left. Oh, and it's back.
Enabled, he's going to be able to get the drive-through off. He won't get disqualified, thankfully.
That was definitely very, very close.
As we have a side-by-side of occasion that is Communist around the outside of Utah Elephant. And he'll get that one done. Utah picking up some gravel on the outside. Very easy to do. Just overshoot the chicane just that little bit.
As Ties picks up the DRS on Arthur now. So that's just going to pull him a little bit closer coming into his Scari, which is very good for him.
Arthur on the mediums yet to make a pit stop.
Chloe with a 3 second. Arthur runs out wide.
Arthur runs wide and picks up a 3 second as well. We've got a...
Oh, as we have MK getting a great run out of Ascari on Utile, as he's going down his inside before Parabolica, and he makes the move just before the corner.
MK superior grip.
Oh, as Utile almost hits the back, Utile's around. Into the wall, almost.
Around he goes. Championship implications once again.
Riles' eyes are lighting up right now as he saw Rundle go out wide and lift off the gas with Parabolica to stay away from the spinning car of Utile. As he just cannot make up enough ground as he does get the DRS.
And Utah Elephant 5 seconds speeding in the pit lane as well, just to add insult to injury, unfortunately for him.
Oh, his ties is all over the back of Arthur. Around Curva Grande, coming into the Del Rogers.
Ties looking for the move as well.
Inside as he just pulls right behind the gearbox and picks his fight for another, for the next DRS straight.
Ties net race lead at the moment, technically, on the hard compound tire. It's a top 3 still yet to pit. Callum's Static. We should see one of them elect to box maybe this lap.
As Arthur does not have DRS once again. He just can't bring it into a second of the 2 racing points who are just pulling away as Ties his DRS, and he just cannot make it move. As he's going to try to get a nice exit out of Ascari now to get Arthur before Parabolica, as he doesn't, and Arthur is going to pull away before he can catch up in time. As Ties is only on 5% ERS, he is burning through his overtake.
He uses ERS like nothing, so he goes through it super quickly.
As there goes Static into the pits.
So Static elects to box from behind Callum. Callum wants to stay out one more time on lap number 12 here. So Static is going to come out.
Static, I think P12.
Pretty far behind.
Maybe P12.
Nah, it'll be
more.
Or yeah, it'll be P12 actually. Yeah, behind Goggy, but he's going to be a long way behind. But those mediums will be super quick compared to these Asian hards.
So now we have Ties coming through the Curva Grande, getting a beautiful
yellow flags,
slipstream
virtual
via
safety car again. Joe is out of the Grand Prix.
I think a
I want to say again, yeah, that's
was it
2
a
weeks
Scari?
in a row.
That might be 2 weeks
Yeah,
in
it's
a
a
row.
Scari once again.
This is just not what he wants.
After the win in Austria. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row he's out.
Now if we go over penalties, we have Arthur, Ties, and Chloe. Our P2, P3, P4 all have 3 seconds.
I want you to take a look at that mini-map if you've got it up. Look how far back Static is from that train. The Racing Point dot and the Ferrari dot of Hissy, look how far back they are.
That is a 10-second gap. It's ties with tires.
Big gap. Ties is out. Ties is out from the
Through
race
Ascari.
lead. Ascari strikes again. It's been a big factor in this race. Ties was the net race leader.
Any sort of VSCs? I don't think we will.
Don't think so because we just had one. Callum elects to pit.
That put Arthur
Unfortunately, won't get a VSC.
With Chloe
So
very
Arthur,
far behind, 2.8 seconds behind Arthur.
and Ties just in the dirty air of Arthur could not get the car through the scar like he would have wanted, and he's out of this one. And now, big implication. Championship again. Ties was looking to mount a championship fight. He was P4. He was a good amount of points back. He was over a race win, but obviously he had the pace to win today as well.
Ooh, MNK is getting really close to Chloe through the second chicane there as he comes to the first. Lesmo gets a nice exit. He's going to want to just set up Chloe for the DRS zone on the back straight.
He's got a lot
as
of
he is
DRS
right on
and
her
the tire
gearbox. And he pulls to the side. Wow, that speed advantage from the softs.
Yeah, I think Chloe's just letting him by almost. Just knows different strategy. You can get on with your race. Maybe I'll get hooked up with some DRS as well.
Yeah, she's definitely going to want to just get DRS on the straight as he has to pit relatively soon. He could probably go to about lap 15, 16 before he does come in.
Yeah.
But that's going to send him.
He's going to go on mediums again, I believe. Or, sorry, not again, but yeah, he's going to be boxing for mediums. He started on softs. Pit again for some softs. Fastest lap of the race as well, to go with that.
As Chloe still picks up the DRS, which is very good. To just have her pull away from Communist.
How about shout out to Communist?
E4.
Currently, he's technically net race lead at the moment. Within the penalty range of Chloe at the moment. Remember where he started?
He was towards the back tail. This is a great drive from both of the McLarens, to be honest. Both of the McLarens made up a lot of ground, starting outside the top 10, both of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, both of them have an amazing drive through the field. We mentioned it earlier. We said, obviously, not the qualifying they wanted, but in this race so far, they've been outstanding. So, big up McLaren at the moment, looking to take a double podium, if at all possible here. Kyogre trying to lead the charge for Williams behind. And along with Chloe and Riles, Chloe's a reserve, Riles full-time Red Bull seat. They're in the constructors mix as well for combined, so they're also having a very solid day at the moment.
We may see a position change between the McLarens down this main straight, as Rundle is all over the back of Communist. As Rundle actually has 60% ERS, and Communist has been saving with 87. So they definitely have a lot to play with now, as they could hopefully just keep slipstreaming off each other and catch back up to these guys, as they do have to pit anyway.
He's going to make it easy, and Sergio picking him 3 seconds at the back as well. And yeah, Kyogre wants to try and make it interesting. He'll want to try and get by one of these McLarens, try and split them at least.
We have Callum with the fastest lap on the medium tires.
Yeah, so Callum got ahead of his teammate. He's going to try and drag him along as well back into the points. Well, only one of them currently in the top 10, but see if they can get towards the higher upper echelon of the points. So Callum 4.5 back. I said.
Oh, his Kyogre is now catching up to the McLarens.
Yeah, Kyogre's in this train here, and that's a big gap back to Riles, about 2 seconds. Kyogre.
It's a nice run out of Ascari on Communist. Communist kind of goes a little bit wide through the first turn,
yeah,
and he has a lot of ERS to play with. Kyogre does not know where he wants to go.
Yeah, he was looking right, left, right,
just to throw off Communist.
Hissy around at the back. Doesn't look like we'll have any safety cars. Arthur decides to pit a pretty early stop, but he'll be able to take those softs easily to the end. We'll see where he does filter out. I would assume it's going to be around 12th place as well, or 11th maybe. Probably behind the racing points.
Kyogre gains a lot through this braking zone of turn 1. And so he's just going to want to stick with these guys And hopefully maybe if they swap positions, Communist is going down, Rundle's inside.
Yeah, Communist going for it now. He doesn't want to be the rear gunner anymore. He's going to take back the position into the second chicane. He'll put himself. He'll say, here you go, Rundle. You can deal with this Williams behind us, so I'll just go ahead.
He was not having it anymore, as now Kyogre still has DRS on both of them, as now Rundle's going to swap.
It looks like
now
Rundle's going back
they
again.
keep swapping back and forth, but Kyogre is gaining massively on Communist with no DRS open. Is he going to make it in time? Because Communist does have a lot of overtake to use, and he just doesn't. But he is all over the gearbox through Ascari.
This is the risk. I've done this before with an Jack in Tier 1. It was a couple seasons ago around here, where we were just slipstreaming each other, and we were just passing each other back and forth, lap after lap, trying to gain on the top two. And it was working for the most part. We didn't catch them in the end, unfortunately, and we just decided to battle it out for pride. But yeah, the big risk, though, is if you have a third car in that train, if you decide to pass and that third car is close enough, the person without the DRS is going to be at a massive disadvantage, and they might get overtaken by the car in third in that train. So that's the risk you run while trying to do the strategy that Rundle and Communist are employing right now. They have gained on Chloe that last lap 0.3 of a second, so it has worked. We'll see if they continue to do it, and obviously the risk with it being Kyogre right on the back of them, so they just got to be careful with what they do. I'm going to focus the attention back a little farther. Callum now 1.8 back. Remember how he said that was like 10 seconds, like 3 laps ago?
He is on a drive, setting the fastest lap. I believe he still has the fastest lap, so he is really hustling, and he is pulling Static along with him, which is very good for the Racing Point.
Yeah.
As we kind of see a double kind of strategies with, we have the McLarens and the Racing Points both working together to try to catch up.
Yeah, they're both trying to use it. Kyogre is actually very close to the back of Communist, within a 1/10 of a second there on the just on the overlay. Probably not going to be able to get a move on here though, because Communist does have that overtake advantage, and both of them have the DRS. MAK Boy boxing again. He's onto the soft compound tire to finish this race out, so he must have started on
Arthur sets fastest
taking
lap.
your fastest lap. He's on the back of the Racing Points as well on that alternate strategy.
If I was Kyogre right now, I would say now it's time to save.
Oh, Arthur goes down the inside! What a dive. It almost worked. Picked up a 3-second.
Oh, he does get a nice
Static.
exit, but Static
does
have the ERS to play with. He has over 50% with Arthur's 25. So I don't think he's going to be able to get the move now, but those softs have a massive pace advantage towards the end of this race. And you're going to see Arthur going
a massive advantage if he gets to the guys on the hards.
He just needs to pick and choose his fights and make it clean. And Static runs out a bit wide as he goes down the inside.
He's going to go to the inside. And he's made it work. He's got the tire grip.
Oh,
no, he's got a little bit of oversteer. And now he's just going to be able to
makes the move work, as now he's going to try to make his way up to Callum. And we can see if he can really fight through.
Callum on the back of Goggy now might go for the move into his car. He thinks better of it. And he'll just wait for the main straight, I would believe, once Goggy gets that poor of an exit onto this straight. And overtaking gates for Callum.
Goggy does have 60%, but he's not using any of it. He's probably thinking now, if he can get past me before Parabolica, I'm just going to take the DRS right behind him. When he turns, Callum turns into Blue Goggy and sends him around.
So Goggy's around, and that's going to be his chance of points done and dusted, unfortunately.
As now that puts Arthur
get another safety
with the
car.
DRS, Callum has none. He's closing
Arthur,
in.
will he go for another classic dive bomb?
It looks like he might. He's going for it.
Yeah, he is going to go, but Callum's not going to give him the room.
Callum's not going to
Arthur too far back, unfortunately, to make that one stick.
Wow, he is sending it right now. He knows he needs to make these moves quick.
He knows, because those softs are going to die out, especially towards the back end of this race, because he's going to have to do 11 laps on these without any safety car helping him out. He's got the run on Callum. He might do the same move. We got a yellow flag. It's our race leader, Chloe. Chloe's off.
Into the wall. Through the second Lesmo.
Chloe's off through the Lesmo.
Oh, she reverses right on track. Good thing there is ghosting on, as she cannot get that car going. Oh my.
Can't get it turned around.
Can't get it turned around at all.
And that's going to be a McLaren 1-2 now from so far back on the grid. They were like 15, 16.
Of Ascari, but it's not picking up a penalty for it yet. As Static is closing in on Arthur. He's going to go down the inside into Parabolica, and Arthur gives him the room. And he just can't make it stick with that tire grip.
Static understeer. Can't get it done. But now it looks like Callum should be able to get a move on Squid.
Oh, is Arthur squeezing Static into the grass? But nothing.
Kyogre picks up a 3-second time penalty, and third could be crucial if Riles can get into range.
Because Arthur picks up another
3 seconds.
This is not what he wants. Being on these soft tires.
He's got to go.
He's got to make a move stick.
In the pit lane, unfortunately, that's probably going to be an end to her day.
As Kyogre and Communist gets a poor run out of the second lane, out of the Del Rogers Cane into the first Lesmo. Kyogre goes down the inside, and Communist turns in. And that sends Kyogre spinning, and I'm not sure if he has wing damage. I did not see any employee fly off, but it might be a little bit of line because he did touch that wall. As Communist just kind of tries to hold him really tight to the inside line, they do make a little bit of contact. That might get sent up into the
I think he's got no right end plate. Yeah, he doesn't have a right end plate on that thing.
I don't know if he can hold on for 7 laps because that's about orange to very yellow damage as he runs out wide.
Yeah, look how wide he's running now.
If this is not what he wanted.
He's going to come out around 11th. 10th place maybe.
As there's a big train from P5 to P9 here, as they're all very close to each other coming into Parabolica. Squid is on those hard tires, and all the cars are on the faster compound.
I agree. Insult to injury as well into the pit lane, and that's maybe his chance of points over.
Callum just does not have the ERS to play with, so Squid can defend with it as he pulls into the inside for a.
He's defending the move, but Callum's going to be able to get this switchback. Oh, he's actually been tagged by Arthur. I believe he got that the nudge there.
Squid had a nice defensive move, but now through Curva Grande, he is gaining a lot on the slipstream. As Squid does have a little bit of ERS to play with, but they are both now getting very low. So now it's just going to be the compound advantage.
Yeah, Callum just can't get by.
Arthur has a little bit of oversteer again.
A snap of oversteer.
Those tires are. Those tires are quick, but it just seems like he's having a little bit of trouble.
He's out of the Grand Prix. Out of Ascari, do we have any safety car to say about that one? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it does not look like it.
Clean to the end here.
Ooh, as Callum gets a nice run going into Ascari.
Oh yeah, Callum is looking.
Does not do it. Oh, and he can't tag the back of Squid a little bit there, but it doesn't send anybody out of whack as Squid runs a little bit wide.
Squid and Arthur both get bad runs. Here comes Arthur.
Here comes Arthur to the outside of one.
Arthur looking to maybe get Squid as well.
Arthur might get the double overtake. He has the grip. He had around the outside of Parabolica. As Squid
it's going to work. He's got the grip.
What a move from Arthur. As he needs to get a move on these soft tires because he does have time penalties. 9
now
seconds.
Squid fighting it back with the ERS, and he'll have DRS. It's going to be 3 wide here, I can tell. 3 wide into turn 1. MNK boys.
Oh, MNK loves this.
Static.
MNK loves Static.
Contact.
Oh my God,
Static missed the
chicane.
Absolute chaos.
MNK is absolutely
Static's off. So many time penalties applied. Callum's going to come out of this one on top. And it looks like Arthur maybe
this might be another
is going to go back down the inside.
Inside of
no ERS to the inside. This is absolutely crazy.
Oh, is Arthur
Callum and Arthur squeezed.
Arthur spins into
and he's
Static,
out of the Grand Prix.
Static's
done and dusted as well.
Wow. Okay. MNK boy right now is in a beautiful spot with 70% ERS as both of the Racing Point and Mercedes just don't have the ERS to play with now. As MNK really probably loves to just sit and wait on that 3 wide move. As now he's going to the outside of Ascari. This could be huge.
Yeah, he's got the battery and tire man. Squid actually.
Ooh, Squid really laid on the brakes. That was nice.
And he's made it work. But all of this means that I think the maximum we're all fighting for is 4th place. I don't think anyone's going to be able to catch Riles at this rate. And Static, no front wing. His race is pretty much over.
Wow. So
Kyogre might be going for a fastest lap here.
So they went 3 wide.
Compound tire.
Oh, his MNK boy pulls to the outside with the DRS, and he does have the battery to play with as he makes a relatively easy overtake as he might catch up to Callum in time for the braking zone.
Might get there to the inside.
He
looks. Nah, he's not gonna have enough though.
He
backs out. Oh, Squid on the outside. Didn't even notice that one.
He noticed that early braking, and he said, you know what, even though I'm on the harder compound, I can capitalize from this because he does take a poor run in.
Might as well fight it. but he does have a time penalty compared to these guys, so unfortunately it's going to be difficult for him to
The top
really
5
get
have
any
no time penalties, which is really, really key for them as
impressive around here. Here comes MNK to the inside of Callum.
he can't make it
it's not
stick.
going to be enough, but he will have the DRS, and he's got so much ERS compared to these guys.
I really can't believe what happened. So they went 3 wide. Static just misses his braking point. Absolutely cuts over the chicane, which then made all those 3 drivers that were all wheel banging through turn 1 kind of get a little on their toes because they saw a car just absolutely fly by them on their screens, which just caused a very, very big mess. And MNK capitalized as Arthur spun around as well. And then Static's in the back.
I would say this race has been better than Tier 4 yesterday. That was absolute chaos.
Yes,
but
because
really look at the amount of DNFs we've had. We've only got 11 finishers at the moment.
As Square says in the chat, he said that the DNFs were more. These DNFs here are more driver error, and Tier 4 was just complete carnage.
Yeah, we've had a couple that have been from contact and stuff here. Obviously, we saw the one with Arthur.
That was absolutely
a lot
insane.
of it's been driver error.
I wonder if now Communist wants this race win.
I wouldn't put it past them. Obviously, Team McLaren, I'm not too sure about their team orders rules. Obviously, they have a championship to fight for. They want the 1-2, but
what's the order?
I
wouldn't be surprised if Communist just sets up a run because he does have a lot of ERS.
He's got. Yeah,
he is using overtake.
More battery. He's looking for it right now.
He wants this race win.
He wants the race win. Communist wants his first race win, and I think maybe an ARL. I'm not too sure if he's had one in Tier 4 last year.
I don't think he's had a race win in ARL.
I can't remember,
know that he
unfortunately.
Has in GSR
someone fact check me on
5.
that in chat. I know someone will. Someone will know if he's had a race win, but it'll be his first one in Tier 3. I know that for sure.
As he wants this, as he already put 5/10 on Rundle, but now Rundle's probably gonna be able to come back at him at this DRS zone, so they're just gonna keep swapping, I think, until the end. Because they do want the 1-2, but Communist just as Rundle cannot gain enough, as Communist uses a lot of ERS. So I think the team orders might slowly being thrown out the window because I think Rundle does want him as he's saving up a lot of ERS behind him. So we're definitely going to see how this plays out. Hopefully we don't get a teammate collision.
Hope we don't get a Rosberg Hamilton Spain style. We don't want that.
Exactly.
But yeah, I know these guys are in a party, so they'll be able to communicate a little bit. I know they both want the win, obviously. But I know Pluto also in their party, the team leader. He's probably biting his nails right now. As here comes Communist once again. Or sorry, Rundle this time on Communist. Decides to back out of it. We'll wait for the main straight if he has to run. Actually, while we've got a little break before the main straight, no one else making moves, I'm going to check the race director for everybody. It says Communist 2 warnings lap 1. Rundle also 2 warnings lap 1.
So they're on thin ice.
No, both actually have 0. No, sorry, Communist has 2 track limit warnings. Rundle has none. Rundle's 2 warnings on lap 1 were for contact, and now Rundle inside
as MNK to the outside
of
Riles as well as, you know what, these softs.
Yeah, how about that? MNK boy might be able to get this race win if they're not careful.
They went side by side through turn 1 a little bit there, so they're going to MNK. Honestly, with 1 lap to go, he is on the soft tires. They're on the hards. The pace difference is major, even though the softs are pretty old.
It's going to be massive.
So
MNK boy maybe could be spoiled today for Team Renault.
And Arthur's left, but he's already retired. But this could be shaping up for. Yeah, MNK could be in a good spot right now as he's already gained 3/10 through Curva Grande and the Del Raja chicane, as he is now coming onto the straight within a second, but just not in the detected zone.
Maybe McLaren employs team orders now, seeing MNK boy, he's caught these guys so much on these fresh soft tires. He's going to have a massive grip advantage, and he's got a good amount of battery to play with. But compared to Communist, look how much Communist has. He's got 75% on the final lap, but he's out of DRS range of Rundle. He needs to get back in, otherwise his race is over.
Ooh, as I think
he
Rundle
might have just gotten it.
He does get it, as MNK Boy does have the
yeah,
DRS
he
as
did.
well on Communist, but the towing distance for Communist may be very little to MNK as he's not actually pulling behind Communist.
Unless something major happens, I think we've got our podium. We just need to know which order it's going to be in. McLaren versus Renault here. Hard tires on 21 and 24 laps old versus 8 lap old fresh softs.
As we are going on to the final lap, MNK just cannot make up enough ground.
MNK, I think he might be the odd one out here. Communist is going to have a chance into Ascari.
If he can get a Communist wants
20%
this.
more ERS. Communist now, and MNK
both
burning the overtake. MNK put it on earlier though. He might go for the move on Communist, and it might give Rundle the win. Here comes MNK to the inside. Communist breaks later, and he's got the position still. Can he get to Rundle in time? It doesn't look like it's going to be possible. It looks like Rundle is going to take this race win unless something shambolic happens in Parabolica. But who's going to get second now? Communist
MNK does have the entire grip.
MNK out of ERS to the outside. He's going to try and make it work. MNK to the outside. Parabolica puts the ERS on. Is he going to make it work? Yes, he is. MNK Boy takes it to the line.
Wow.
Rundle is going to win. MNK Boy takes second. Communist, unfortunately, misses out on the race win, and second place will pick up a podium position, though.
Kyogre moves up to P6 on Squid's penalties.
Riles takes home a quiet day in P4, but a good points finish nonetheless. And Callum rounds out your top 5 on that alternate strategy.
MNK.
So the hard tire strategy did end up winning in the end, but those guys who did a 2-stop or didn't pit under that first safety car, they got pretty close in the end. I think the battling that they did, especially with Arthur, Callum, and Squid, really did halt their process on catching those top 3. But MNK Boy got through it, and he'll take home a second place in the end. So an amazing drive back from the Hungarian driver.
He made those soft tires really work.
Yeah, he absolutely did. It's good to see.
What a race.
That was an insane finish to that one. Came down to the final lap. So final results here today. Rundle is going to extend the championship lead, and he'll take home first place today from 12th on the grid. MNK Boy from 11th on a 2-stop in second. Communist from 16th takes home third. 5 seconds back to Riles in 4th. Callum coming home 5th after not pitting under the safety car. Kyogre 6th. Surfy 7th. Squid Jr. 8th. Goggy 9th. Chloe picking up points on her debut. Unfortunately, was leading until that spin. Comes home 10th. Static unfortunately got caught up in all that mess with Arthur. Those are the points 11th. And that's it for our finishers. 12th on back. DNF'd from the race today. So, see if we can get some interviews for everyone here today. Get
Oh, I hope MNK joins.
Yeah, I hope it does. I hope he
I've
does
invited
too.
him twice. Let me add.
Let's see. If you guys can box up top, much appreciated.
All good.
I'm gonna start with I'll start with Rundle today. Obviously not the qualifying that you would have wanted to see. Starting 12th, I think it was at the end there. But damage lap 1, and the safety car almost kind of bailed you out. How was your perspective of the race today?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit mad. Obviously, it's Italy Turn 1. So I was expecting damage, and I got damage. But, I mean, the race was brilliant. I really enjoyed the teamwork with Com. As always, great teammate to have. Pushing me all the way as well, which is great. So yeah, a really good race all together.
Yeah, damaged turn 1, but turned it around. Was able to get those hards at the end. Were they in any bad state towards the end? Were they anywhere close to puncture or no?
Yeah, so I was on 76% front left.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, I was playing it loose and fast, but worked out in the end.
Yeah, congratulations. That's extending the championship lead as well. And I'm gonna move now to our second place finisher, MNK Boy. Make sure you include the audio if you have not already. A 2-stop today, double soft stint towards the end after the safety car, and splitting the McLarens out of the final corner. How was your perspective of the race today?
Well, I think that was my best ever race. Well, I really enjoyed it. I mean, soft around Italy are really enjoyable to race. And yeah, I just really enjoyed all the overtakes, and yeah, and thank you, Communist, for the fair play till the last meters of the race. And yeah, it was incredible. Race with no damage, with clean racing. I mean, as I see, it was clean. I had a bit smaller incident with Joe, but apart from that, it was very clean. And yeah, I think this race just made my day, maybe my whole week.
Congratulations on the
Yeah,
second
definitely
place.
a beautiful drive from you, making that strategy work. Those softs were very, very fast.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think maybe one more lap. What do you think?
I don't know. It depends on how much ERS did Randall have. I had around 15 or 20%.
Yeah, everyone was at like
Yeah.
lower than 10, so it would have been interesting if we had one more lap. But obviously we don't, so. I'll move now. Communist. It's a podium for Russia.
Of
And
course.
unfortunately, got done by MNK on the final turn. But overall, good drive, and kept Rundle on his toes for most of that race. How was your perspective of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was my worst quali since I've been in this league. 16th. Jesus. Then the safety car came out just as I was going past the pit, so I went into the pit onto hards, and then for some reason I wasn't leading the safety car. I don't know what happened there. But then I was in 10th. I was already 6 places up, which, you know, if I got some points, it would have been really good. Then I had some really good pace on hards. But then obviously towards the end, I'm sure Rundle was thinking the same thing. We just saw MNK were slowly catching up that place by place. I knew it was inevitable, but I mean, to be fair, what a move on the last corner. I wasn't going to fight it off because that would just be harsh. So yeah, I mean, a podium. That's my second ever podium, so I'll take it.
And congratulations on that. I'm gonna have one more stat before I plug tier 2 and 1. Average qualifying position from our podium today, 13th. So an absolutely crazy race.
I just got one more question for the McLaren boys.
Sure.
So what were, the team orders as you guys were coming on to the final 2 laps? You kept swapping positions. Was it just go for it, or you just wanted to hold position? What was kind of going through the...
So, I mean, team orders obviously not allowed in ARL, so there wasn't like anything like nefarious going on. It was just whoever had the pace. So sometimes Com cut through, had the pace with the DRS. Other times I had it, and then
I had a I had a fresher pair of hards. I think about 4 laps. I think 3-4 laps.
About that,
So
yeah.
near the end, when I was getting DRS onto the straights, I was overtaking him, but I didn't want to at the same time overtake him and then cause anything. So I kind of just tried to keep my distance. And if I did overtake him, then fair enough. But Rundle's got a much better pace than me, so he eventually got me back, which is fair enough.
So I can't remember correctly, but were you guys? It was you two in the 3 wide through turn 1, right? So what was kind of? Was he
No,
guys?
no, no, no,
that
that
was,
was,
back.
that was
Alright,
another
alright,
thing.
alright.
That was with
MK,
Arthur
that was
and
the racing
whole
point
mess.
scenario. Yeah. MK, what were
Yeah.
you thinking? I just wonder, what were your thoughts when you saw them all going 3 wide and Static jump the chicane and then just absolute madness? Because I know you were right behind that incident. If you're still there, MK.
Yeah, I'm here. So here, I don't know. I was just like, I just wanna keep my front wing. That was my goal. That was the only thing that I was thinking about, because losing any downforce on this track is just death. And yeah, and many times I've suffered this, hitting someone or someone who is just running side by side into turn 1 or into the Ascari. So yeah, I was just like, okay, I have to brake 50 meters earlier and just stay away from it.
Yeah, kept the
Even I
screen
think
in,
I had
so-
to brake in the middle of the straight, as there was no space. And yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then Arthur DNF'd in the second chicane, and Static lost a wing, and it all kicked off, so... I think that's it. Got Tier 2 in 55 minutes. Make sure to tune back in. I believe my brother is streaming that. Dominant Square. And then Tier 1 is tomorrow, 5 p.m. UK, so all at Italy. So hopefully we get some more good battles, and hopefully, fingers crossed, no more front wings absolutely wrecked across the track. That's gonna be it from me. I'm XF1. I was joined by Tommy Hawk TV, aka Tommy Karate, in the booth today. I'll see you guys